I was halfway through unpacking when the pounding started. 3 sharp knocks, then voices, angry, familiar. I froze. My family had found me. For 2 months I had carved silence out of the chaos they had tried to drown me in. 2 months of no phone calls, no emails, no endless guilt-tripping messages about family sacrifices. I had lived in peace, finally, until tonight. And as I stood at the door, listening to them shout my name, I couldn't help but think back to how it all began. It started with a vacation, something simple, a week away from the grind, just me and the ocean. I had saved, planned, and waited for it. It was supposed to be mine. But when my sister found out, she smiled like it was already hers. That week? Perfect. The kids are off school. We'll come along. I laughed at first, thought she was joking. She wasn't. When I told her no, that it was my vacation, my money, my time, she went silent. Then the texts began. Long paragraphs about how selfish I was, how family comes first, how her kids needed the trip more than I did. My parents sided with her, of course. Why can't you just be flexible? You don't have kids. You don't understand. That was their favorite line. I didn't understand. But I understood perfectly. I was their scapegoat, the single one, the expendable one, the one expected to bend because everyone else had children, spouses, families. They told me I didn't matter as much, not directly, but every action, every demand screamed it. So when I didn't change my plans, when I boarded that plane alone, they declared war. It started small, passive-aggressive messages, group chat ambushes, relatives chiming in with lectures. But then came the real venom. You'll die alone. No one wants you around anyway. All you care about is yourself. Their words were sharp, but I didn't flinch. I didn't fight. I just disappeared. I cut the calls, muted the chats, changed my locks, and I stayed silent. That was my first move, silence. It drove them insane. So now, standing in front of my door, listening to my sister's voice rising above the others, I knew the moment had come. I opened it. There they were. My parents, my sister, her husband, the kids clinging to her legs. Their faces twisted with anger and entitlement. 2 months, my mother hissed. 2 months of ignoring us. Who do you think you are? I didn't answer. I let them inside. My silence unnerved them more than shouting ever could. They sat down in my living room like it still belonged to them, like I hadn't rebuilt my life brick by brick to shut them out. My sister started in immediately. You humiliated us. You abandoned your family. You think you're better than us, planning vacations while I'm raising kids? You should be helping me, not running away. I let her words hang in the air. Then I smiled. Calm, deliberate. Funny. I thought family didn't abandon each other. But when I said no, you all abandoned me. They shifted uncomfortably. My father slammed his fist on the table. We're your family. You owe us. That was the moment I had waited for. See, while they were busy spewing poison, I had been busy too. Quietly, patiently, strategically. Every time they insulted me in writing, I saved it. Screenshots, emails, voice messages, a perfect archive of their abuse. Every time they slandered me to relatives, I wrote down names, dates, what was said. And when I vanished, I didn't just cut them off. I went to work. A lawyer, a therapist, documentation. I wasn't planning just to walk away. I was planning to burn the bridge behind me so they could never follow. So tonight, when they barged into my house demanding answers, I gave them one. I pulled out a folder, thick, heavy, filled with evidence. This, I said calmly, is every word you've used against me. Every threat, every insult, every attempt to shame me into submission. They stared at me like I had pulled out a weapon. In a way, I had. If you ever try to harass me again, if you show up at my door, attack me online, or spread lies, I won't stay silent anymore. I'll take this to the police. I'll take it to court. And you will lose more than my silence. You'll lose your reputation, your comfort, maybe even custody. My sister's face went pale. She knew the messages she had sent me. She knew exactly what was in that folder. My mother dropped her gaze. My father muttered something under his breath, but his voice shook. I leaned forward, my voice low, deliberate. I don't owe you anything. Not my money, not my time, not my life. The only thing I owe myself is peace, and I will protect it, no matter the cost. The room was heavy with silence. For once, they had no script, no guilt-tripping phrases, no practiced outrage. They left, eventually, stumbling out into the night, whispering among themselves, faces pale with the weight of a truth they couldn't spin. And me? I closed the door behind them. I didn't cry, I didn't shake, I didn't feel